Today, a new Noclip documentary was released titled The Challenge of Designing Blades. This was the fourth and final Bethesda documentary that they signed on to do last year. Of the four, it is definitely the lightest on real, new information, but there are some interesting things that are brought up. Early in the video, the team makes it absolutely clear that the vast majority of time spent on the development of the Elder Scrolls Blades was devoted to combat. According to Bethesda, if they didn't get the combat right, the rest of the game would completely fall apart. If you watched my review of Blades, you'll know that I highlighted combat as being the best part of the game, so it makes sense, after the fact, to find out that Bethesda devoted so much time to it, possibly to the detriment of the overall experience. One interesting note was that early on in planning, Todd Howard initially wanted the combat to be Fruit Ninja-like, as in you swipe the screen to use your weapon. They noted that this never felt right, and then they spent a long time tweaking the combat experience. I, for one, am pleased that this never made it to the game, as swiping gestures always seem to register incorrectly in games that use them. Another interesting point was that when actual development started, they began by using a base kit from Skyrim. I think this confirms what many have theorized, and that is that there are more than just Skyrim assets being used here, so this makes perfect sense. Regarding the look of the game, they were able to implement player-based rendering, something Skyrim lacked on what is a mobile game, so they seemed pretty proud about that feat. They spent a considerable amount of the documentary discussing the graphics and restrictions that they faced using phones. It was important that the quests were short and that you spent a decent amount of time in inventory menus to let the phone cool down and also to increase battery life. In the end, they didn't want a beautiful game that would kill your device in 20 minutes, or that required you to be connected to an outlet. One funny comment came from Craig Lafferty, who, when discussing how long players may choose to play Blades in one sitting, said the following, quote, "We don't want to stop people with timers," end quote. So take that as you will, and I guess technically they never stop you from playing the actual game due to timers, but that is certainly a very broad way of looking at how the game uses timers, don't you think? Clearly he was referring to some mobile games using timers that block you from even starting quests, but the comment seems a little short-sighted given the silver chest timer fiasco that Bethesda just went through. Anyway, if you're interested in Blades, mobile game development, or Bethesda in general, I think the documentary is worth watching. It is less than 20 minutes, so hey, check it out. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching.